Alright, the video feed should be up and hear me that everything is working exactly as it should. Now I just want to take a quick moment just to go over the setup that you got there. I want to make sure everything's working properly, make sure you feel comfortable with everything before we get the suspects in. Alright? Now, what you're looking at now, this is the real-time video feed, and you've got the controls right in front of you that you can use to toggle back and forth between the two different camera angles. Now, this whole system is all touchscreen, so all you gotta do is just touch whichever feed you want, and that's the one that's going to be displayed. So why don't you go ahead and take a quick sec and just toggle back and forth, make sure everything's working properly. All right. Now, as long as this video feed is running, it's also being recorded and saved. In fact, it's actually recording right now in case you want to revisit any of this information later. Now, as soon as the recording stops, that's when it becomes available for you on the playback monitor that you also have in there. Now, this is where I'm counting on you, okay? This is where I really need you to utilize that playback monitor and carefully analyze these suspects, all right? See if there's anything, and I mean anything, that you happen to catch that I'm going to miss while I'm in here, okay? That's where I'm counting on you. All right, now the video files that are going to be on that playback monitor you have full control over, but you got to be aware that those files will not be available to you until we're done with each session and the recording stops. All right, so that covers all the tech stuff. Now, the case, all right, let's do a quick recap on the case here. So, Samantha Williams, age 31, found her mom, Paulette Williams, age 62, dead in her bed after being on in-home hospice care for about 2 months, okay? Nothing out of the ordinary there, seeing as though Paulette was diagnosed with stage 4 pancreatic cancer. Now, part of the hospice care was for Paulette to receive these 30 milligram Oxycontin pills. Now, the problem is that the medical examiner noted extremely high levels of Oxycontin in Paulette's system. Okay, these levels far exceed the 30 milligrams. Now, to top it off, the hospice worker, a guy named Michael Schaefer, he noted that there were missing pills when he went to do his final count. All right, there was actually 5 missing pills of Oxycontin to be exact. Now, it's important to note that Samantha and her husband, a guy named Elliot Jordan, who's age 34, they're the sole caretakers, all right? So they're the only ones that are able to administer Paulette's Oxycontin on a regular basis. Now, I did have a chance to talk with both of them about a week or so ago, and things just aren't adding up, okay? They just aren't. Now, fortunately, they are being very cooperative, okay? Which is why they've agreed to come down here today and do this second interview with me. Now, since I spoke with them, I was able to subpoena some documents and some records to hopefully shed light and just get a little insight as to what actually is going on here. And I actually did uncover a few things. So I learned that Samantha has a lot of debt. All right, a pretty significant amount. Most of it's student loans, but it's pretty significant nonetheless. I learned that her mom, Paulette, has a life insurance policy for $250,000 that is payable to her only child, Samantha. And I learned that Samantha booked a one-way ticket to Costa Rica for July of later this year. All right, now, given all of that, I think it's safe to say that foul play is absolutely a possibility here. All right, now, obviously I'm going to be the physical presence in the room, but I'm going to rely on you, all right, like a lot, okay, because you're going to be my eye in the sky, all right? You have a far better vantage point. Field all the questions in here, but I'm absolutely going to follow your lead, all right? So I need you to use everything that you got in that room to your advantage, okay? Because we have one goal. That's it, right? Solve this case. That's our goal, all right? That's it. That's all I got. So I'm going to bring Samantha in here first, and we'll get the video.
So we got Samantha coming in next.
Okay, Samantha, we are recording. Today is Saturday, February 19th of 2022.
Let's get a close-up on her face so we can see her body language.
621, and with me here is Samantha Williams. Samantha, I'm going to ask that you please spell your first and last name for me.
Samantha, S-A-M-A-N-T-H-A. Williams, W-I-L-L-I-A-M.
Just making sure she can spell her own name.
I do need you to acknowledge that this statement is being video and audio recorded and that you do consent to that recording. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. I know we had a chance to go over your rights in the waiting room, but I do want to remind you that those rights do remain at all times today.
Folks, this is an interactive murder mystery game.
Obligated to
help out.
The last thing is, I know we spoke about a week or so ago, so I'm probably going to ask you some very similar questions. If I do, just please go ahead and answer those, but at this time for the record, okay?
Okay.
All right. So, Samantha, let's just start with you telling me what happened.
Okay. Where do you want me to start?
Wherever you'd like. Just tell me whatever you think I should know.
Okay. Well, there's not really that much to tell. My mom was on hospice care for quite some time, as you know, stage 4 pancreatic cancer. And I woke up one morning and found her dead. It wasn't really a shock or anything, we were expecting it, but we just didn't really know when it was going to happen.
And Samantha, you're a substitute teacher, right?
Yeah, that's correct. I'm working on my teaching credentials.
So I'm assuming that's the reason that you were up so early that morning?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I usually get up about 6.
About 6. You can continue.
Well, I woke up, I was doing my morning routine, I took a shower, went to make breakfast, then I was going to go give my mom her morning pill, and...
Okay, hold. So around what time was it that you were giving her this morning pill?
6:45.
6:45, okay. And then, what did you do after that?
Well, I went in to wake up Elliot, and I called the hospice.
How many people, right, could
This is where,
have
why
OxyContin
did you call the
in their
hospice?
house,
Why
right?
did you guys call
And
Well,
those
that
records
was
just want to get high from it.
We'd gone over it quite a few times with our care team, and that was just what we were supposed to do.
Now, the care team, that's Michael Schaefer, right? He's the hospice nurse that's with that care team.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I called Michael, and he was there actually within about an hour. There were all these other people that came in to clean up everything else, clean up the body. Elliot and I, we just stayed in our room, out of the way.
And just for the record, Elliot's your husband, right?
Yeah. I know it's confusing because we don't share the same last name.
And how long have the two of you been married?
Just under 2 years.
Just under 2 years. All right. So why don't you tell me about the days leading up to all this?
Okay. How far back?
Why don't you go back to Monday, February 7th, since that'll put us about 2 days prior to your mom's death.
Monday was pretty typical. I got up, I did my morning routine. I went to work.
Morning routine.
I went to the gym and the grocery store, and then I was home about 7:30.
One person's morning routine could differ from
Elliot
someone
actually
else's.
had already ordered Thai food, so we had Thai food and then sat and watched TV for the rest of the evening. I went to bed about 10:30. 10.
Now, did you give your mom a dose of OxyContin that morning?
Yeah, I do the morning and Elliot does the evening.
So it's just the 2 pills every day?
Yeah.
Feel free to leave any
Sometimes
suggestions
there's
on
a
evidence.
dose if she's really having like a lot of discomfort, but it's not normally part of the routine.
Got you. Now,
Get a close-up camera angle to see
are
the
you
expressions on
aware
her
that
face.
you visited that morning?
Yeah. Michael comes every Monday. I'm normally not there. I'm usually at work, so Elliot's the one that lets him in.
So, seeing as though you weren't there, then it's safe to say that you really don't have any idea like what could have happened during his visit, right?
But I mean, I don't think that it would be anything different than a regular visit. Why? Did Michael say something happened that day?
No, not at all. No, I was just curious, that's all. So Tuesday, February 8th.
FYI, folks, this is an interactive murder mystery game.
Honestly, about the same.
We hear and get to see evidence, and
Minus.
we make the calls.
I was pretty tired, so I went home right after work. Elliot and I just had some leftover Thai food, watched TV for the rest of the evening, and I went to bed just like I was doing.
And that would have been around like 10-ish, right?
Yeah, I mean, give or take 30 minutes.
And I'm going to assume that Elliot also that same day gave her her evening dose of Oxycontin. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so seeing as though you didn't give your mom a pill the morning of her death, right? Then it's safe to say that Elliot, right? He would have been the last person to give your mom Oxycontin. Is that correct? Right? Like nobody else could have given her a pill, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
Any breakthrough doses that day?
No. No, not that I remember.
Now, Samantha, these 5 missing pills. Do you have any idea how these 5 pills could have gone missing?
No.
Well, you are at least aware, right, that these 5 pills have gone missing.
Yeah. That's what Michael said, yeah. And I'm assuming that's part of the reason why you brought us down here.
Yeah, that's a big part of the reason. Samantha, I can't seem to understand how 5 30-milligram Oxycontin pills could have gone missing.
Honestly, I can't tell you. I don't know.
You don't?
I don't.
All right, Samantha, is there anything else that you think I should be aware of? Anything that you need to tell me?
No, not really. But can I ask you a question?
Mm-hmm. Of course.
Are we being suspected of something?
Samantha, foul play is absolutely a possibility here, yes. Right, that's why I'm here. My job is to try to figure out what happened. Okay, but as long as you're honest with me, then we're good, right?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, good. So listen, there's just one last thing that I want to clear up with you, okay? First, I need you to verify you still have some student loan debt. Is that correct?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. And it's a pretty large amount that you owe, right?
About 105,000, yeah.
105,000? Wow. That's a pretty significant amount of money.
Yeah.
Now, prior to your mom's death, did you know that she had a life insurance policy for $250,000 that's payable directly to you, her only child?
I did. I didn't know about it until she got ill.
So prior to all this, you had no idea that she had this life insurance policy?
I mean, I'm sure she had something. I assumed she had something. But I didn't know any of the details of it, the amount, nothing.
All right, what can you tell me about Costa Rica?
Costa Rica?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Costa Rica.
You're probably referring to the plane ticket that I bought.
Yeah, that's correct. What's that all about?
There's just been so much going on. I've been really stressed out with, and I was just planning a little vacation for a bit once school was out. That's all.
So that's why you bought the ticket for July?
Yeah.
Now, see, the problem is you bought a one-way ticket, Samantha, right? So were you never planning on coming back?
No. No, it was it's just a cheap fare that I found. There's this app that tracks your purchases for you, but it only deals in one-way fare tickets. It's for plane travel. So I saw that ticket and I bought that flight, and I just was waiting for the right return flight. I just hadn't found it yet.
What about Elliot? Two of you weren't going to go together?
No. We weren't sure if my mom would still need care at the time.
And Samantha, you didn't think to mention this earlier? I mean, this seems like a huge oversight, don't you think?
I didn't see what it had to do with anything. It's just a vacation.
It's just a vacation. Samantha, are you okay?
You don't have to bring any of this up to Elliot, do you?
Possibly, yeah.
Okay.
Samantha, are you sure there isn't something that you need to tell me?
No.
No. Okay. All right, Samantha, let's give you a break. Okay, we'll get your husband in here, okay? All right. Okay, Elliot, we are recording. I do want to remind you that the rights that we went over in the waiting room, they do apply at all times today, okay?
Cool.
All right. Okay, so today is Saturday, February 19th of 2022. I am Detective Martin Ruiz, badge number 7621, and with me here is Elliot Jordan. Elliot, can you do me a favor and please spell your first and last name?
First name Elliot, last name Jordan.
Thank you. I do ask that you please acknowledge that this statement is being video and audio recorded and that you are consenting to that recording. Is that correct?
Sure, that's correct, yeah.
Okay. And lastly, I do want you to be aware that you do not have to make this statement. You're not obligated. You understand that, right?
Understood.
Okay. So, Elliot, yeah, I do want to get your take on things. So why don't you just tell me what happened?
I mean, there's not much to tell. Paulette was on hospice, and she was expected to pass away.
And that's it?
I mean, there's really not much to say. It's just an unfortunate situation.
All right, well, let's see if we can maybe explore a little more here. Why don't you...
There's nothing out of the ordinary. I woke up around 11 a.m. that morning. Our hospice nurse, Michael, when he got to the house, and he tended to Paulette while I took a video call from a client.
Engineer, is that right?
Yes.
Okay, and you work from home?
Yeah.
Right. Okay, you can continue.
She got to the house pretty soon after I finished eating, and we watched some TV. She went to bed. And then after she went to sleep, I hopped on video games online.
Do you normally go to bed that late?
Yeah, usually later, honestly. I have trouble sleeping, so I just kind of stay up until I'm drained.
So I'm going to assume, right, you gave Paulette her dose of OxyContin that evening. Does that sound right?
Yeah, I gave her a dose around 7. That's routine for us.
So based on this routine, you obviously gave her a pill of OxyContin that night, right, February 7th. I'm going to assume that you also gave her a dose on Tuesday, February 8th that night. Does that sound accurate?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so what about Tuesday? Anything out of the ordinary on Tuesday?
No. I worked on a track for most of the day for a client. And Sam got home around 5. We ate leftovers from the night before and watched TV again. And then after she went to sleep, I hopped online, played video games, and did that the rest of the night.
And that's it?
That's it.
All right. So based on everything that you're saying, then you would have been the last person to give Paulette a dose of OxyContin, right, prior to her death?
Yeah, I suppose so, yeah.
Okay. Did either you or Samantha give her any breakthrough doses on that day?
No.
Are you sure?
I mean, as far as I'm aware, no.
Okay, so let's assume that everything that you're saying is accurate. Can you explain to me how 5 30-milligram OxyContin pills could have gone missing?
The only thing I've thought about is that maybe the pharmacy messed up. Happens from time to time, right?
I mean, yeah, it happens. It's extremely rare, but sure. But see, even if that were the case, right, that still doesn't explain how Paulette overdosed, does it?